mentioned the plane path from around Kampong over to around the Cow area, so it is a little bit different. It doesn't really matter because of Sandhawk. The thing is, Dukes, will BTR go to boot camp again?
That's the thing. I mean, all my eyes right now are locked onto boot camp. Will they return and give it another shot, possibly get a little redemption? Doesn't really look at it. I mean, there's a lot of players headed in this direction, but I don't really see a dedicated squad heading there just yet. Oh, no, I think I do, finally. Yeah, under Navi, under all those names, it looks like we're going to have a rematch, baby. Bigatron, Alpha 7, getting right back at it in the Lobster building.
I also see one of the Abrupt Slayers players actually dropping to the warehouses, so that's something that BTR should have to be aware of. But this bootcamp battle 2.0 is underway between Alpha 7 and BTR.
Well, here they go. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that Bigatron opted to kind of move away from Lobster Building this time, so they gave that position to Alpha 7, but they are playing it very split right now. The only issue is Microboy is completely out of position, and I believe that those communications are going to be coming from Alpha 7. They're going to start pressing them. I mean, you can see the whole squad trying to get this 3v1 going. Bigatron needs to support their teammate right now.
As much as I'm a fan of BTR not going Lobster, if you're going to go on the side, in my opinion, you want to drop on a 2-2 split on the side, but Microboy jump down comes through. Senna is going to get that knockdown, and Alpha 7 continuing as they left off before the reset, grabbing a kill onto BTR.
And the punch out as well. I mean, coming down from the sky. I mean, this is that recognition. These squads, if they smell a little bit of weakness, one player that is a little bit too far out of position, they are going to take their time, find a way to be able to get to you, and they, at this level, with this much money on the line, there's no fighting fair. I mean, no about 1v1s. I mean, they will bring the whole squad to come take you out.
And at least BTR have managed to disengage for now away from bootcamp as a three-man team as opposed to a one-man team that we saw previously. I was thinking maybe Shuri might have been looked to capitalize on that, but because BTR didn't head towards the warehouse and Shuri is just kind of staying on his own, recognizing that it's not worth overextending it, especially seeing on the kill feed what Alpha 7 are capable of. But with this Phase 1 circle that we haven't really gotten to talk about just yet, it's very central.
Oh, dead center, yeah.
Dead center, but the bad thing is that it still encapsulates all three areas of Sandhawk, so positioning yourself in Phase 1 is going to be a bit tricky.
That's true. I mean, you're just going to get looted up and then kind of have to just figure out as you go. If that zone hard shifts away from you, you're going to have to make some moves. But here's the big thing, though.
Yeah?
After that engagement, you smell that? I think we're starting to smell some weakness, baby. I think these teams are starting to see it from Bigatron. I think we're starting to see like a little bit of overconfidence coming from these other squads. I mean, because at the end of the day, when we saw in league play, I mean, I think a team, if they went up against this team, they were just instantly like, oh my gosh, it's Bigatron. But now, realizing that they're down in 16th place, I think a lot of these squads are going to want to kind of punish them if they're having an off day, so that, you know, because we've seen them come back before. So, I mean, if you can kind of take them out a little bit earlier, it's going to be good.
And even just to kind of, you know, give you a typical example, even though it's a little bit of a different situation, we saw in the PMWL West back in, you know, back 6 months ago, plus Cloud9, the team smelt weakness from Cloud9 in the last Super Weekend. And they expose that. So you are dead right. Being able to recognize when a team is weak that normally isn't, and capitalizing on that, using your confidence to push back onto them, happy days.
I mean, you don't want to fight Bigatron when they're firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
So if you smell a little bit of opportunity to kind of take them out and punish them, I mean, now is the time. It looks like Abrupt Slayers are going to be the team to put a little bit of work onto him. Joker is taken down, getting pieced up right now, trying to survive. Looks like those are some shots coming from Alpha 7 all the way from boot camp. But it looks like they will be able to get off this res as Bigatron is just holding this ridge right here by the water.
Abrupt Slayers holding on to a 2-2 split initially. Shuri was inside that warehouse. Heaven X has joined him, and Joker, who got knocked down along with Leon. Leon, who is a very experienced player, played in the PEC, he's played in the PMPL. He's leading his side, and he's committed to the Nepal team of Abrupt Slayers for the foreseeable future. And with his experience, I'm really hoping Abrupt Slayers can really use use that to their advantage.
Oh, what a great shot from Leon. Like you mentioned, on to Ryzen. And right now, we just saw this Bigatron team is in trouble. They're in big trouble right now. They got pushed away hard from boot camp. And they have practically no loot to their name. We saw Luxy, no helmet, no vest. I mean, one shot of 7-6, and this guy is down. So this squad's in big trouble. Yeah, I think Zuxy just realizing it, just jump into water at this point.
I was just thinking that. Would they be better off just jumping in the water? Yeah, of course, they're not able to technically go anywhere to
they can't get pushed.
Loot up, but at the end of the day, they can't exactly kind of get pushed being inside the water. Talk about a couple of teams who are rotating closer to the edge of the circle. Navi, who dropped on the northwest of the Northwest Island, have made their way down to the trifecta area, which is very valuable on this kind of Phase 1 circle. Nova have all 4 members in the center. Zeus are a little bit to the east of them. And Digital Athletics are very central inside this Phase 1, just to the north of Zeus.
And guess what, man? Tick, tick, tick. The clock is ticking, and all these teams, they are looting up, getting more prepared. And Bigatron, they're spending this time right now just swimming, trying to find a position to be able to get some loot because they need it desperately. So they're going to be definitely behind going into this match. Looking forward to see how they're going to be able to bounce back. And still early on, circle number 1. And all these teams, you could just see doing exactly what I was mentioning, just trying to loot up, get ready for these upcoming zones of just straight Sandhawk madness. And when it comes to endgame,
RQ dropped in Painan. They've disengaged away from Painan, gone a little bit more up north. So they're by those compounds that's just to the east of the bridge. Team that I'm a little bit surprised have not started moving yet is Secret Jin down on the coastline of the southwest island. They have a 4-man spread, and yeah, okay, they're kind of taking advantage of all that loot. We'll have to wait and see as Navi punishes BTR.
Yeah, hold that thought. You guys see Matic just being able to get a big knock right there. And this is that Bigatron team, like I mentioned, still no loot. Look at Luxy. No helmet, no vest. And I think at this point, these guys just need points desperately. I think they're just going for survival and opting to leave his brother out there knocked and getting ready to get thirsted.
Like, you got to think. Max touched upon it a little bit. Would you have expected if I had said to you, or somebody had said to you, BTR will be looking a shadow of their former selves by Game 3 or by Game 4 of the PMGC finals, you would tell them to shut up. You'd be like, nah, get out of here. But that's exactly what we're seeing, and it's a reality. It's a reality that they need to realize that they can't let this continue, that they have to try and turn this around, whether it's in this game or whether it's the final 2 games of the day.
We'll see right now. Luxy, he's got nothing. He's holding this rock, and the rest of the squad, they're pushing so well together. I think old boy, he spotted him. Yeah, he's going to get some shimmies going right here. Luxy's going to try to do something, but I don't think he's going to stand a chance. I mean, there's just too much pressure going on.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and he's going to get finished out. So there goes Bigatron, eliminated in 16th place. So rematch, but it looks like we're going to have the same result here in this one. And man, like you mentioned, if you were to tell me, like, yo, Jukes, do you think Bigatron, after 5 matches, are going to have 10 total points? Like, what would you bet down? I would have bet the dang house, you know?
Exactly.
But we'll see right now as we have to get back into the action. As Leon, like you mentioned, getting it done, is going to be playing some snake play right now, catching Footballists by surprise. Loots, throwing on some nades. Yeah, you can see that one kind of hurt. They're going to be trying to get a little bit better position. Footballists really starting to spread out, trying to get that intel. As Abrupt Slayers, yeah, Joker and Leon just kind of side by side right now, optimizing their kit, trying to get initial knock.
Pro players have to be careful because there is a little bit of third partying from behind at the hands of Alpha 7, so they do need to realize that. Bit of a mistake by Footballists in my eyes because they came from the north from Hating across the bridge, and you got to recognize when they get kind of closer to the center that there is going to be teams either in front of them or very close in front of them, and they just walked up that hill without any information.
You called it. I mean, you called it. Alpha 7 was the squad to watch out for, and yeah, they sure got the punishment onto Lutz, and you can see him going for the res right now, so it looks like no team is really pressing them too hard, so they should be able to get this up. I mean, man, yeah, great smoke play right there. Just play it nice and safe. And right now it's a 3v3 between Abrupt Slayers and Footballists. But after those shots from Alpha 7, I think both these squads opted to say, you know what? Let's just postpone this fight for now.
Next circle shifts up. It centers up quite nicely. Still with the mainland heavily in play. There's still a little bit of the Northwest and Southwest Island, but above board, most of the teams who are already inside the circle are looking pretty good. Secret Jin are going to kind of get punished by not rotating as early as they probably should have. Maybe gatekeeped by Kanina Power.
Well, I'll tell you what, all these teams, they know this side of the circle like the back of their hand. So this should be a pretty, a familiar zone for all these squads. Lutz, you see him in that buggy right now, just moving around, trying to find his position. He's a little bit overextended. Got to be careful, as we do still have some members from Abrupt Slayers hiding in the bushes. Don't want to get taken out like that.
Now, one area that teams have to consider is that Quarry is still in play, and that's such a tricky area to play around. If on the next phase it shifts down to the southeast with Quarry in mind, it's going to kind of take away a lot of the circle. Well, not a lot, but a decent bit of the circle away from these teams. Power Triple H still up on the north, as A1 getting punished by Abrupt Slayers.
I mean, yeah, Sinister just trying to cross the road and getting caught out right there. I mean, that's the kind of tough part when it comes to Sandhawk. You're trying to make these rotations, but even scouting, it's so hard because you have so many teams that are just set up, staying so quiet, setting up that trap, and it looks like A1 is gonna run right into one, and that is gonna be on the side of Abrupt Slayers.
Abrupt Slayers have been here for quite a while. They currently have a 2-1 split with Joker and Leon inside their compound, and Shree still on top of the hill by the coastline, giving information on the whereabouts of footballers to the rest of his team so they don't overstep their mark. Alpha 7 still inside boot camp, which I do worry about, because if you leave it too late disengaging away from the crazy madness that is boot camp, you can get caught out. And Nova still have a 1-1-1-1 split in the center of this phase 2.
Uh-oh, look at this, Yol playing it real quiet. No, he's going to shoot, so that's going to give away his position, and that is going to let 4AM know that they got something to worry about. ICY is going to try to be there. It does get that Uzi shot, but that is a really nice Molotov, but it looks like it's a little too far. Unfortunately, 433 Schwan, but that nade, oh goodness, that was right on the money right there. And now 4 Angry Men have the advantage, as they're going to be able to take out one member from Zeus.
And they've got to take this fight. They got to close it out, because it is the kind of area where if they don't push on this next phase, they could get third parties. So 4 Angry Men need to recognize that this engagement needs to be finished in the next 30 seconds to a minute in my eyes.
That's a beautiful pre-fire right there from 33 Schwan, looking really nice. And still, even though they do have one finished, 4 Angry Men are playing this very calculated right now. They don't want to play it over-aggressive. They know that when it comes to Sandhawk, those snakes, they're very, very deadly. So they do not want to make a misstep here at this position.
But here's the thing, if they aren't controlling enough 4 Angry Men at this stage of the game, when it comes to phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, they could get wiped out by not being aggressive enough. We'll have to wait and see how it does plan out for them, as Navi are getting punished by Team Secret Jin.
I mean, from across the way right here, and I believe that all these 3 members are knocked. So it's just going to be one remaining member from Navi, and I don't think he's headed in this direction at all. So it's just up to McHugh. Well, now it looks like he is going to try to be able to get over to the rest of his squad. But Navi, yeah, they're in a world of hurt right now.
Was that a little bit silly from Navi in my eyes? Because they were, originally up by the Northwest Island, taking out BTR. They rotated probably more heavily than they needed to. They could have crossed by the trifecta line, whereas they went to Painan and they were going in blind and they paid the price. But the next circle shifts up the northeast with the Northwest Island in play.
So that's going to be really nice there for Navi. I mean, that's going to be a big break for them. And this entire area of the map is completely free, as you can see there on the bottom left of the map, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how they opt to play it, though. Zeus still in engagement with 4 Angry Men. And this is the issue when it comes especially to this point in the match. The second you get in a fight, you're going to know that another squad is just there waiting to come in third party. So if you get an engagement, you want to finish it out quickly. And 4 Angry Men, they're still out of this circle, and there's only 49 seconds left on the clock. They got to get moving.
They really do. RQ reacted really well to the circle shift, going close to the river. That's pretty close to the center of the circle, near the trifecta, lying down on that low ground, so they're going to be protected from the hillside. Nova now joining up as a full squad by the boot camp hills. and they'll be able to overlook and probably punish Alpha 7 at least.
Well, you can hear it. I mean, right now you can see a nice little engagement from 4 Angry Men and Team Secret, but you got Zeus there waiting for the third party. 33 Siobhan is really pushed up. He is knocked right now. So, a good return one from Asaki. Gonna get a two-piece right there. That was critical. A nice nade, though, onto Zinhei. It's gonna even things out. It is up to Asaki to make a huge play for his squad. They are sending it on up to him. Rex, trying to get that first aid. Can he be able to get this hip fire? The Ronnie! Just great cover. It's going to favor out Team Secret. It looks like they're going for the reses.
I called it, though. What did I say?
If
you don't engage early enough in the early parts of the game, you're going to get third party. Then, yes, 4AM went for the engagement onto Zeus, but who was behind them? Team Secret came in, and yes, the two-piece did come out for 4 Angry Men, but because it was a full Team Secret squad, it became too much. Beautiful shots by Roma footballers.
That replay, that was insane. Single tapping that with that M4, beautiful right there. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, we're in the finals. You know, there's so much on the line. It's not a long format tournament. And, 4 Angry Men, they're sitting in third place prior to this one. So who knows if, they're like, hey, let's just kind of play for placement a little bit. But at the same time, it's still too early. I mean, you want to put up some big points on the board if you're 4 Angry Men.
110%. Great rotation by Aero Wolf Limax, recognizing that they could utilize the western side of the circle to their advantage. They were down on the southwest island, but they moved up to the northwest island, just down by that big Chungus mountain. The next phase is going to be ever so important, and this is where the trickiness of Sanhok really comes into play, because the river is really dividing these teams.
What a great shot there from Rom. I mean, he was just staying so quiet, and as soon as he heard those shots come out, was able to get 2 really nice peaks, and that is going to be a 2 finished for Footballist. Good turn of events for them as they're on the edge of the circle. Rom is going to go try to pick up his teammate Lutz, as Cherise still on that other side can cause some problems. They're going to have to be really careful if you're Footballist right now.
Could see a bit of a third party from DA just down the hill from them outside boot camp. We'll see if they'll be able to spot out Footballers. But the next phase is about to pop up, and sweet
baby,
Mary of Jesus, that is a harsh southeast shift down to the southwest island. The trifecta compound is the core of this phase, and guess who's there? RRQ.
Man, I want to hear your impression of what these teams made the sounds of once they saw this hardship. I guarantee you it's most sounds probably like, oh no, because this is gonna be a tough one for these squads. They gotta get a move on it ASAP.
The mindset has to switch from placement to kills, right? You get as many kills as you can in the time that you have in this game.
Good point right now. You can see Silas on top of that rock, getting some work in with that Uzi. That's that up close and personal gun. Silas with that M4 now. Look at these shots, just controlling this area so well. And Class Digital Athletics are going to be able to get a huge finish on the Footballist.
That was a poetic engagement. That was just a pièce de resistance engagement from Digital Athletics. It was cool, calm, collected, and it was on point. Making no mistakes, they had to push him because they know time is against them.
And he did it with the 2X on his gun, which...
2X is OP.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, not OP at all, but... apparently it may be, especially after that play. Looking really, really nice. Speaking of nice, he got Ice. Got his eyes right onto Potato, and he's got that QBU M4X. Look at that. Silas driving the buggy under the water right now. And I think he does not want to move because Law is looking right at him, ready to go fishing.
I fought the Law and the Fisherman won, and it's going to be Law just trying to get the better of him. But obviously, they need to think about their own position because they're only creeping out of boot camp now. They're not in the circle just yet. A1 Esports have one player left standing. RX Jax down on the northwest island. And Power Triple A looking pretty good. It's Kalina Power firing up against Zeus.
You can see Axer there putting in some work, like you mentioned, and just coming back and forth right now. Zio, a lot of trades going on here on the southern side of the map. Like you look at the bottom left of the screen, Alpha 7. It looks like they're going to have to join Silas when it comes to swimming because, I mean, the circle is closing, as you mentioned, blue zone right on these squads. And you can see Ziol just peeking so tight right now, trying to get this knock on a black white. Did you see him? Gotta get that headshot.
Baby.
Beautifully placed.
beautifully peeked up. Axer prones down, is going to get another knockdown onto Zeus, and it's just Ebony that's left standing.
He's going to hop in the Ronnie right now. Looks like he's going to try and send it up to his team, but going to get shut down. That is just too much noise to be making, especially this late inside of Sandhawk, and Konina Power punished him for it.
And I'm a little bit surprised that Secret Jin haven't tried the third parties more heavily, right? Yeah, okay, they're on a 2-1 splits, but sometimes you got to take advantage, and you just got to take control and go, hey, a team is fighting another team. We should look on that. But now it's gone against him because Konina Power, after taking down Zeus, can look firmly in the direction of Secret Jin.
You got to decide when it's worth it to give away your position, and points right now are so critical. Next circle is going to go on up here, Imperium, and it looks like it is going to favor RRQ. We got a big battle right now between Alpha 7 and Team Secret.
Oh
what
man.
a name.
Law feels the brunt of that grenade.
Oh!
Team Secret comes in erect with the 3-piece to get the squad wipe. Alpha 7 have been shut down, and I talked about Team Secret wanting them to see them continue to run in today's games. That is it.
Team Secret 4-3. Bang! And they get 3 right there. Nade City, population Alpha 7. And as we move on right now, because there's so many fights going on right now. This is Sandhawk, ladies and gentlemen. Power 888 getting into it with Airwolf Limax. Corpai trying to jump on top, trying to get some new angles, gets any information he can into this fight. Airwolf running a nice little 3-1 split, 3 pushed up. They got that off angle in the back, trying to throw some grenades. Power 888 very grouped up, 1 nade, and they will be done. They got to be really careful in this position.
But the thing is, Ice isn't in the circle. Neither of these teams are inside the circle. So the battle of the warehouses, the blue zone is closing in. Corpai looking to try and throw those pre-fire shots off inside the doorway. It is going to be the knockdown.
Blue zone forcing the fight. They got to get it done. Airwolf is going to be able to get a really huge knock. Yui's going to have to try to get a jump shot.
No way.
Goes for the pre-fire. Does get a really huge one, though. Is going to have to press it some more, but that beautiful pre-nade right there is going to shut that fight down. Super Una's going to 1 HP. He cannot get touch the blue. He's getting in the he's going to get knocked to the blue zone, and now it's just Spav left for his team, and he has to heal it out. There's no way he can move.
And Ice actually moved over the bridge to the point where he's actually not inside the circle, but he's outside of the blue. Spav is the last player standing. I don't think it's worth going for the revive. The heal battle, and RQ going up against Nova.
Oh, and RRQ are going to finish off Nova, especially right now, Zone 6. You cannot do anything but just spam that first aid button right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. There's a lot of boxes nearby, so you know they're going to be searching for the med kits, but we may see Spav and this last remaining member of Power 888 go at it for these much-needed med kits.
What did I say about the trifecta compound that RQ held onto from 2 phases ago? It's worked out in their favor. They do have 3 players up. None of these remaining 8 teams have a full squad, and with 5 of them only having 1 player left, it's going to be third party after third party.
I mean, we just saw this earlier. I mean, we saw it in one of the earlier matches, just 5 solo members, and it looks like we have a nice repeat performance here as these last squads are just spamming that first aid, trying to get as much position. I mean, can you believe this? If you go out right now, 8th place, and look at Spav, 19 first aids.
Oh my lord, the heal battle ensues. Silas, who's able to survive against it all, coming in through the river, is able to get the last player of Power 888 and racks up a few more placement points for his troubles.
And just like that, 2 teams gone. Now there's 6 teams remaining, 3 solo players. There's Silas. They're from Class Digital Athletics, and this is what I'm talking about. Even when they have bad positions, still a top 6 finish. I mean, this squad, they've got it down. I mean, yeah, they go out there, but 5 kills, 6 plays, not bad.
Nothing to be sniffed at indeed, as we do lose Team Secret. We're down to our final 3 teams, Dukes.
Yes, we are, but man, Papa Blue is punishing them all, and the next circle is going to pop on up in the favor of Team Secret, Secret Jin, and as you see Kangzo jumping for joy right now, as the rest of these teams have just gotten extremely punished. But Konina Power, we haven't been talking about him a lot. 7 kills, they have a duo, they can still get this done.
110% they can get this done. Kenzo's pretty much on his own. Cosmos is out in the blue. There's no way he's going to be looking up to join with the rest of his team. And yeah, okay, Konina Power have to move into a circle. But this is Sandhawk, right? You can stake your way in.
Yeah, and you know that Secret Gym, they have all this intel, so they know their backs are cleared, so they have a really good idea of where this Konina Power team is, and they're just trying to use all the kit they can. But look at Cosmos. Cosmos is in the blue zone, so it's just Kangzo. It is basically a 1v2 between these two teams, and Cosmos, he can't run. He has to spam first aids.
And also, what's really tricky for Kenzo is that even if he gets a knockdown onto one of the Konina Power players, he's not going to know it.
That's true. That's true. I mean, he still has to realize, you know, which squads he's dealing with. This might be a really nice nade. Oh, that Molotov, that's going to give away their position. And is that nade going to hit true? It is going to tap Axer just a little bit, but that hill makes it that much more difficult to throw Kit onto them. And he's just waiting. He's like, Cosmos, get over here, please. Help me, buddy. Oh, actually, he's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't need help. That is a one-piece onto Black-White. It is just Axer remaining, and Cosmos finally making it into the circle.
And that's the thing, Konina Power didn't know that it was just Kenzo on his own, because the way they see it, it's a 2-on-2, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They're trying to make it work. One player left standing. Can Axer pull it in his power?
We'll see right now, Kangzo. He's got all the intel. He's trying to get these peaks. He's got his teammate with him right now, so they can play this really, really carefully. Yeah, Axer's not able to get this res off, so it is going to be just him. We've seen a sick 1v2 earlier from Old Boy. Can Axer do it as well? We're about to find out. Jump shot. Oh, and Kangzo with the Uzi is going to shut it down. And there it is, everybody. Secret Jin, and it's just Kangzo with 5 kills to finish it out.
And that was the Kenzo show, baby. And that was a beautiful